guys, welcome back to another video. This is quite different because I'm sitting down with my green backdrop. Today I will be doing a very detailed everyday makeup look. Now I feel like it's essential for us ladies to know how to do like everyday makeup looks. You know, you would go to a makeup artist like for your birthday and stuff like that, glitter, glam and all of that, but it's very essential that you know the basics on how to achieve an everyday beautiful, very natural makeup look. Now what I've done, I've attached all the products that I've used to achieve the look, attached like from skincare straight down to the lip gloss, which is the last thing. I did forget to mention as well in the video that I've used my e.l.f. primer, so make sure you guys have your primer to hand. That's something that you're going to need after you've moisturized your face. Just obviously you can use whatever primers you have or whatever primers you use. But yeah, so if you want to know how to achieve a look like this, stay tuned. Okay guys, so before we start like adding products and transforming ourselves, I always start off with the skincare routine. I'll always advise you guys to start off by making sure your face is clean and it's moisturized and all of that. So I basically use CERAVE hydrating cream to foam cleanser. I'll attach a picture there of it. Or sometimes after cleansing I use my serum. Just use a normal vitamin C serum, and then I will spray like some rose water on my face. That is from Watch CRISSY work. So I absolutely love her rose water. Obviously I have this cream here, but I use the Pond's dry skin cream facial moisturizer. So I use this moisturizer. Disclaimer, we're all different, so I'm not going to do makeup like you, you're not going to do makeup like me, but I get the job done. Now for me, after I've moisturized my face, the surface on my skin is very smooth. So what I want is a matte surface so that I can draw my eyebrows on. Before I do that, I would use like my black opal setting powder. So I'd use this one. So I'm using the shade dark. I'm just going to apply it on my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna add a bit, just tap it into my skin so we can have that nice surface. So when we apply the brush or use any products on our brows, like it just looks matte. Now ladies, no black brows, okay? No black brows, that's a no. I used to use this. These are very affordable. Like I feel like you can get them in any hair shop. I still use it sometimes to fill in brows, but then I was introduced to the Benefit brow pencil. I have the shade in number 4, so it's a number 4 shade. So I will be using my spoolie, and I'm just gonna brush the hairs up. So I'm gonna start off with doing under. So I'm just basically just trying to line out my eyebrows. So that's first step. Then you basically want to do the same thing on top. Literally just outlining your brows. Now in this situation, I've lined it, but now I need to connect it. So you need to connect the top with the bottom. Just like that. See that? That's my brow. So we're just going to be filling out the eyebrows. So just fill in the box. Try not to focus on the front as yet. And in doing this, you want to make sure you're doing like very stroke-like motions. So remember the direction of the hairs went is this way. So you want to keep, your motion needs to continuously be the side that you've laid the hairs down. This is it, filled. Then I'm going to use stroke-like motions as well to the front of the brow. So we're just basically going to try to mimic how, you know, the hair grows. This is it. This is my brow. So I'm just going to basically brush out the inside of the brow in the opposite direction. So it gives it that faded look. So we're just basically gonna do the same thing on the other brow. And now we need to focus now on making these eyebrows more into sisters. Now for me, I still use the LA Pro concealer to conceal my brows. Still use them. Like there's NARS coming out with stuff. There's like different makeup companies as well coming out with different brands. Now with these, again, you can find them in any hair or beauty store. You can basically get them and they're quite cheap. I'll be using the shade Fawn, and you basically need something to make under your brows pop. Over my brows, I use foundation, but we'll get to that part. So I'm just going to be showing you like the brushes I use. This is my favorite brush for concealing. Now this is the Watch CRISSY Work concealer brush. As you guys can see, it is very flat, and it has like a little curve. So like stuff like this can work as long as it's flat and a bit round around the edges. Okay, so I would squeeze some of the concealer on my hand, just on the back of my hand, so I don't have to keep squeezing it. So I basically just add the product on both sides. So likewise with drawing, you have to make sure that you're focusing primarily on the bottom first. Okay, again, if the top works for you first, that's up to you, but I'm just showing you my way. What I try to target first is the brow bone, that little part. So that part I focus on first. As you guys can see, your eyebrows, some people's eyebrows are like this, but some are like this, or we have different shaped eyebrows. So you want to focus mainly on your brow bone. I'm just gonna apply the product. I need to be precise and show you guys what I'm doing. You're still outlining, but you need to make sure that you're taking your time. When I'm done, I basically like bring down the product, so when I'm ready to blend, it's easier. Then with the front, instead of doing it, placing the brush on my brows like this, I would place it like this and just connect the lines. I blend straight away before the product dries, and I need to also get rid of the product on my hand. Obviously you take your time and you try not to apply as much as me. Add little by little if you're first time and you're trying not to waste your product. So I use my Real Technique brush. I start first by blending outwards. You want to be very gentle and try not to get too close to the brows to mess it up, because that is the hard part. Then I would basically do the same on the outside, but doing it outwards. Then with the center of the brow, I basically just tap. We're not dragging, we're tapping. If you want and you notice that you need to blend out some more, you can still blend out the outside and the inner. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm basically going to do the same thing with the other side. Now the other side can be a bit tricky because you need them to be sisters. As you guys can see, I concealed it already, so it looks like one is a bit higher than the other one, but we'll correct it right now. So you're basically going to repeat the same things. Try to outline brow bone part, drag down the product. Now if you look at your brow, sometimes you can just see the same pattern. Just try to mimic the same exact pattern. And likewise, you want to brush the same how you brushed the inside outwards, the outside outwards. Again, try not to make it look as harsh, try to make it look like the other side. You see how we took our time and made sure that everything is blended? You want to do the same thing. I basically use my foundation to line the upper part because I don't want it to look bright like the bottom part. So right now, like, I use some superheroes, but so I use 3 different foundations. No, not at once, but sometimes it depends on where I am. So if I'm in a hot country, like, I would use Maybelline Superstay. I would use that one, and I use the shade 360. Well, I live in the UK, so as you can imagine, sometimes when winter time come through, we get kind of pale. And then I would use the MAC. Now this shade is NC55. The thing with MAC, it is a bit strange because it oxidizes. So when you apply the product at first, it looks kind of bright. It would oxidize and it would blend with your skin. We'll use the MAC today, and we're going to use our same concealer brush. I'm just going to wipe off the product a bit. So likewise, when we drew the eyebrows, we're going to take our time and focus on precision, taking our time, making sure that the eyebrow is done right, okay? So that's it, and keep dragging the product up. All right, so that's the first brow down, and we're gonna try to do the same thing on the other side. Now I tried to create a little unibrow, but you basically just mimic the same action as you did. Now you have the option here of using a beauty blender or like a foundation brush, I would say, but like the smaller ones. So we can use like this or one like this. Maybe we'll use this, so I'll just use this, and we're just going to use dabbing motions to tap the foundation into our skin. Now try not to get into the eyebrows. Again, take your time. Okay, and now with the middle, I'm just going to be tapping in the middle with this same brush. However, if you don't have a small brush like I do, you can just use the same brush you used to blend out your eyebrows and just like blend it out. Now you really want to focus on this harsh line that you might have here, so you want to blend it out. And you can also use that same brush to like focus on the upper part of your brow. Alright, so I had to swap cameras around because I didn't have much space on my camera, but we continue. Well, this is complete. This is our brows complete. This is the hardest part. So then you're gonna just basically use your foundation, apply your foundation onto your skin. So I use this from the Real Technique foundation brush. Absolutely love it. If you don't have, and you just have like a normal kit, you can just use like a foundation brush which looks like this. So we're just gonna apply bits like that. All right, so what you want to do, you make sure that you're focusing mainly on the lower part of your face first, and we again going to be using tapping or tap like motions. Now I personally don't use a lot of foundation, so I be saving. Sometimes it takes me like a year or so before I start like buying new foundation and stuff like that. Now I'm not going to be applying any foundation at the top. I'm going to ease this back a bit. Yeah. Just going to keep tapping. Use the same brush and just tap. I don't need to be applying any foundation here. Again, you can just like use your foundation brush and just like dab it. And you just want to keep tapping until it's nice and blended. You want to make sure that you're dragging some whatever excess product on your neck. Okay, so this is our face with foundation. I am going to be using the same concealer that I used to conceal my brows, and I'm going to be applying the concealer under my eye, under my eyes, middle of my forehead, a little bit coming down the center here of my nose. I'm gonna add a little bit under my chin. So we're gonna do something called V shape. So this is what I mean when I say apply like V shape. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Excellent. And then on middle of the forehead, just a little bit. Chin. And then a little bit right here. I love my Real Technique brushes. I am going to be using the Real Technique brush. It looks like this. That's the bristles. And I'm going to be tapping in the concealer into my skin. Same tapping motions that we used for the foundation. As well, if you wanted to, you have the option of using a beauty blender. And then we are going to just blend out this bit. Now with this part, I need to be careful because what we don't want is the concealer to drag. So I am going to use like a brush like this, one that's a bit more firm and not so fluffy, like this one. And I'm just going to carefully try to blend it. Okay, so this is our face. Now I am going to go in with some contour. So this is the next step, and I use my True Complexion contour palette, and it is medium to dark. Absolutely love this palette. I've actually absolutely run it to the ground. Now you need one of these brushes with a scratch up on the side funny, you know what I mean? It has like a little diagonal. Yes, that's what we need to contour. I have a bit of contour powder on it. There's cream contour as well, but I just prefer to do powder. So you need a brush like this, and I am just going to dab it. And you want to be careful again not to be like doing too much with it. And I'm going to be tapping it in first and apply it along your hairline as well. What I love about this True Complexion contour palette is it basically like tells you where contour is meant to go, where highlight is meant to go, and also where the sculpt or the bronzer is meant to be. So it basically has all the instructions on it, just in case you are confused or you may forget what Bianca said. Now sometimes I basically like give it a quick one like this. It's like sucking in your face. You can see a bit more, but I'm so used to it now that I just whiz through this part. Some people, you can do it like around your jawline, but I just do it along my cheekbones and my hairline. Now I'm going to be using just a little bit of the sculpting one, that's the one in the middle, mixed with the contour over my lids, just so we can get like, you know, a softy, neutral, baddie look. Just like that, you know, just a little bit of nudie nude to make your face look, you know, much better. Growing up, I didn't like blush, but now I'm older, I love blush. I actually use the Blush Pro palette from Watch CRISSY work. The outside kind of little, you know, done with, because I use this all the time. I absolutely love to see dark skin with the Hot Date color. It's kind of like orangey red. I love this. And again, real technique with the blush brush, I just dab it a little bit into the palette. Again, there is cream blush, but I prefer to use the powdered blush, and I'm just tapping it. Sometimes people say, why Bianca smile? Like, bro, I'm just trying to put my blush on. I love blush. So I got a little bit carried away. I applied the blush without putting on any set powder, but that's okay. I'm going to be using the Black Opal. I'm just going to be using it in the shade medium. Is it medium? Yes, I'm going to be using my Black Opal. This time I use a beauty blender just so that I can apply it. I've never tried it this way, so we'll see how it looks as well. So we're just going to put it along the sides where we highlighted. That's under your eyes, forehead, a little bit right here, and chin. This actually don't look bad, you know, like even the highlight, like it still look decent. Now in the meantime, I'm just gonna leave it so, you know, oh, we got a little big thing to go on, and I'm gonna be doing some lashes. This is one thing I really don't like to do. However, I have like the most basic lashes ever that still gives my lashes some volume, and it still looks so cute. I think I've attached it to my Amazon storefront, so that's what they look like. Very simple, just like me. And I use my Duo Lash Glue to just line the lashes. The light is in my eye, but yeah. Again, this is something that I love to do on clients, but hate doing on myself. Okay, so the next thing I do, you get your fluffiest brush. This is the powder brush. All right, your fluffiest brush, and that's what I'm going to use to dust off the setting powder. So we're not going to wipe it off, we're going to dust it off. Now I'm going to use upward motions to basically dust off the setting powder. I'm going to start with under our eyes, and you're just going to dust it off like this, upwards. We can still see that blush though. I kind of like this combination, to be honest. It's kind of cute. I basically like pinch my brush in like this just so we can do the same thing. This is what I'm talking about. We're still waiting for our lashes to dry. I'm just going to use the Watch CRISSY Work Rose Water. Absolutely love it. I'm just going to use my black pencil just to line under, just to apply in the waterline. Again, you can get this product in any beauty shop, I'm sure. Like, it's black, it's actually a black pencil. This is the pencil, oh, this is the pencil that you don't use to do your eyebrows, by the way. I'm gonna use that. All right, so you're gonna need a tweezer, and you're gonna need a tweezer to do your lashes. And the idea of it is to make sure that the white that you've seen on it is not showing anymore, and it just looks clear. So when you apply it, you know, it's sticky. You want it to be sticky. So the trick is, I would first try to focus on the middle bit, try to get it in the middle, then the outside. Is it then the outside? Yeah, then the outside, and then I'll do the inside last. Okay, so this is it. The problem is I didn't put enough glue like on the inside, so I'm just gonna add a little dot. We're gonna wait for that to dry, and we are basically just gonna repeat the same steps on the other lash. Sometimes I add like the wing. You can do so, but if you don't have the time like I did, you can just like stick them on. So we're going to go in now with some highlight, which is also my favorite part. You'd use your fan brush for it. Glide it slightly and apply it lightly. I'm just gonna give it a little touch, just, you know, add a little bit here. But look at that. Right, so the next thing I do, I use a little bit of mascara. I use the Volcano Explosive Volume Mascara. Okay, so now the face is done. We're gonna do our lips. I basically like to use the same brown pencil. Yeah, so you want to line under your lips, over your lips. Watch CRISSY Work lip gloss. I use this sometimes, or I use this shade. So this one is Lavish, and this one is Gifted. We're gonna use Gifted today because I just feel like a pink kind of color. I'm gonna apply a little bit just on the bottom lips. Then you need like gloss, so I would use my MAC lip gloss. So guys, this is the look achieved. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it was easy and straightforward. Let me know if you guys would like me to do another makeup tutorial. Let me know if it's something that you enjoyed. Let me know if you use the same products, or if you have any questions, you can just leave them in the comments below. I will try my best to link everything in the description box. I had a good time with you guys today. I basically like talked you through the whole process, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And you know, just keep me posted on your whole makeup journey, like if you've tried this and you want to see more. But for now, I'll just love you guys and leave you guys until next time. Bye bye.